Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Jane Has a Shopping Addiction. It's been a couple of months since I updated you all with my finds and sales, so just wanted to go over some things that I purchased and kind of talk about a little bit about their value, what they are, and things like that. We have Charlie with us. Hi, Charlie. He's hanging out. Hi, buddy. And I'm actually recording with my phone today versus my camera. This is a newer phone that I got recently. Because my camera, while it's nice and it has, a lot of storage on the memory card and everything, it's, it tends to not focus very well, as you've probably seen in a few of my videos, and the volume can kind of get wonky. So we're going to see how much video I can do with my phone, and then if it ends up that I need to switch over to the other camera, then I will. But this is everything, so I kind of laid it out on the table, and we're just going to go piece by piece and talk about where I found it, how much I paid for it, and how much I think it's worth. So let's get started. So last video I spoke about my Bill Campbell pottery bowls. One I had found for $6 at a Goodwill, and the other I was able to purchase fairly cheap on an auction online. And I was explaining to you all that I was going to be hanging those up on my wall in my living room. So I'll show you that a little bit later. But for now, we'll just go over everything here. And the first thing we're going to start with is this little pin that I got from a place in Deal. There's like a vintage loop that I do over there that's got a bunch of different antique shops and things. And Easter's coming up, so I was on the lookout for anything to do with rabbits or eggs or anything kind of fun and festive. And I found this little pin there, and the lady was actually kind enough to give it to me for free. So this is a rabbit pin by a designer named Laurel Birch, which I'm a fan of. I actually have a purse of hers and a blanket. And all her things kind of have a similar design to them. And you can see the signature on the back there. And at the time when I got it, I didn't realize how, how much value it had. But, yeah, she was able to give it to me for free. And these are, close to $35, $45 in value. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see. The next thing, I had gone to Goodwill. A lot of this stuff is from different Goodwill trips over the last couple of months. So one of the trips, it was a smaller haul that I found, but I enjoyed what I was able to find. This first thing was a lucite paperweight with a flower in there, a few flowers. And I've never found one before, so I did pay a little up for this. I paid $4 for this, which, is usually more than I like to pay, per piece. But because I had never found one, I went ahead and got that. And that's about a value of like $12 to $15. No big deal. But I just wanted it because I liked it and I never found one. And then on that same trip, I found this little plaque. It's Department 56, and it says, "When I count my blessings, I count you twice." It's really sweet, and I think it's by this artist, Sandra something. Yeah, Sandra Magsman. And again, not a huge value there. About, $12 to $15 value, and I got that for $2. Let's see. The next piece was, again, along that same vintage loop where I bought the pin. There's another place I like to go over there called Somewhere in Time, and they have some older pieces there mixed in with some new. And this little vase was only $3, and I just liked the color of it, that peachy orange color with the little bubbles on it. So I thought that was sweet. So I think I have that up now for about $20. So I'm sure somebody would like that for spring or summertime. Okay, the next piece was on that same Goodwill trip that I just talked about with the paperweight and the plaque. I found this mug, which was pretty exciting for me. If you don't recognize this, the style of this mug, this is called a Mara mug out of Mexico. And depending on the design and the style, they can sell for pretty good money. So yeah, when I found that, that was pretty exciting because I had never found one before. And I think I paid $3 for that, and that's about a $35 value. So there's no chips or cracks, nothing wrong with it. It's got these two sweet little kids with some balloons on it. He's even got like a little belly button there that I thought was cute. But yeah, that was fun. On a separate Goodwill trip, it was more exciting because I found some things that I've never seen before, which includes this set here. This is a casserole, a lidded casserole, and a teacup and saucer set. I just really loved the design of it with the D-shaped handles there and the white and green with like the pleated design. And there was no damage on these at all. These are by a company, let's see if I can show the mark. Yeah, so Ivory Porcelain by Sebring, and the patent on it says February 24th, 1925, but I can't say that necessarily means these pieces were made in 1925. As a matter of fact, I'm more willing to think that these were reproductions from the 1960s. So, I mean, if they are from the 20s, that's pretty impressive given the fact that they have no damage, no chips, no cracks or anything like that. But I think Art Deco and like 1920s and 30s style were kind of making a comeback sometime in the 60s. So I think that's truly when these pieces are came out. But yeah, little teacups and then this lidded casserole. And I just love the handles on that and the top because they kind of look like seashells. And you can also see, like, you see those little lines that are all throughout it? So that's called crazing. So if you're not familiar with that, that is due to the age of the pieces. A lot of times you'll see in like older ceramics and porcelain, it'll have those lines in it. Some people don't like that. They shy away from that because they kind of essentially think that it means that the pieces are damaged. But it's really not damage. It's because of the age of it. And for me personally, I like to find pieces like that because I think it gives them character and it's just part of their history. So that was pretty cool. I think I paid $6 for the casserole and $3 a piece for the teacups. Right now, I think I have the teacups listed around $45 for that set. And then for this one, I think I have that listed for $58. On that same trip, I found this mug, which is brand new. Normally, I don't pick up Ray Dunn pieces anymore because a lot of them have just lost their luster, lost their value. but you can still occasionally find some good pieces. And really, 2 reasons why I did pick this up is, number 1, I love the Wizard of Oz, and number 2, it was brand new. So that gives it some of its value. So you can see Wizard of Oz Ray Dunn collection by Magenta, and it's this little lidded mug, says there's no place like home, and she's got her little ruby slippers on the top there, and then a picture of Dorothy on the back, which I thought was sweet. So that was awesome, and I think I paid $3 for that. And then in addition to that, I found, which I'll go over the books in a little bit, but over there in the book pile, there's a book that is The Making of the Wizard of Oz. So I paired that with that mug and listed those together because I'm hoping, you know, somebody that's a fan of the Wizard of Oz would like to have both of those, you know, if they were going to buy it as a gift for somebody or whatever. I thought they were nice together. And sometimes I'll do that. Like if I list something, if I have something that's like a similar item or goes along the same vein, sometimes I'll list them together, just because I think it would basically increase my chance of a sale, and also just because I think it's nice to pair similar items together sometimes. Okay, so the next thing I purchased during that same trip probably is going to be less of an audience for this one because it's very area specific, but it says Accident Maryland, and it's one of those salt glaze pottery crocks. You know, you could use it as like a utensil holder or something like that, but I just appreciate pottery. And I was especially, you know, excited to find one of these that doesn't have any damage, because a lot of time I'll come across them and they're chipped. And you'll see, like, it has the signature on the bottom there. And I actually collect mugs in this style that have the different locations that my husband and I have lived. So we have a few mugs like this with the names of the places. I have yet to find one that is Annapolis, but if I ever do find one, I'll buy it. But yeah, got that for a couple of dollars, and I listed that for, I think, $30 online. Okay, so the next trip was a trip that I took to the church thrift store that I frequent a lot in Edgewater that you guys have heard me talk about. That trip really was just tiny little odds and ends that I found that I thought would be cool. The first thing was this little Santa Claus bucket. It's really not a big deal at all, and it's, you know, given the age of the metal and the sticker on the bottom, it's definitely like a newer piece. But I just love the graphic on there, because it's so mid-century in style to me, the way that that's drawn. And I just thought it was adorable. So I think I'm just going to hold on to that, and I probably will find like a medium-sized bottle brush tree to put in there for Christmas time next year. And just hold on to that myself. And yeah, if you've heard me talk about Joy Thrift before, you know, like, the prices there are insanely reasonable. So I probably only paid like 25 cents for that. So I just bought that for me. Isn't he so cute? I love that. The next thing I found there was this pair of crocheted, like, granny square pot holders. I just love those. It's just such a cheery, bright yellow color, and they didn't really have like staining on them or anything. And I thought somebody just might like to have those in their kitchen. So again, probably paid like 50 cents to $1 for those, and I put those up. I think I want to say I put them up for like 12 online, but yeah, just adorable. The next couple of things, because again, you find some really random stuff at these thrift stores sometimes. This is creepy as all get out, but I picked it up just because, you know, it's solid wood, it's hand carved, you know, it's got a lot of detail in it. I don't like the guy. I don't want him hanging around my house too much longer, but it's, again, it was only like $1 or $2, and when I was researching, it seems like this is like Indonesian, and it appears to be like a carving of like one of their like gods. I think it's like Garuda or something, or like maybe it's like a Hindu god or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I just appreciated the work that went into it, not necessarily the subject matter. And now that I'm holding it on camera, I realize there's a little tiny like dent in there or something. But other than that, you know, I thought it was just kind of interesting. So yeah, paid like a couple of bucks for that, and I listed that for like $28. There was more of these online that I saw that were like significantly larger than this, that go for a lot of money. But this one was just a little guy. So, but yeah, he's definitely creepy. And then same trip and same kind of area over there, I found this brass bell. And I think this is also like Hindu origin kind of thing. And it's got a bunch of different graphics on there of, I think, different gods. So one that kind of looks like an elephant. You can't really make out a whole lot of it, but thought that was interesting. And the top was interesting. It's got these little faces on it. And then the little dangler on the bottom. So yeah, I think I paid like 50 cents for that. And online I'm seeing them for around $20. So I'll probably post that for around that price. Same trip, I found these two little things over here, which I'm probably just going to keep for me because of the fact that they don't really have a lot of value. The first being this little silver plated dish, which I actually had to do a little bit of work on this to get some of the luster back, because it was very, very like dark black in color. And really cheap. Again, only paid like 25 cents for that, but I knew I could shine it up a little bit. I could probably shine it up even more, but I kind of like the aged look to silver plate. So I just took that home to use as like a little change dish. And it's got this like nice design in the center there, and the scroll design on the edge. And you can see on the back, it's, let's see, where's the little stamp? There it is, silver plated, made in Italy. So, yeah, I just picked that up for me. And then the other thing I got was this little, I think it was a sugar bowl at one point, but the top got lost or something. But being the fact that it's missing the lid, I probably wouldn't be able to sell that for very much, but I just appreciated it because of the beautiful hand painting, and it has no chips or cracks. I just love like the color on that and the gold detailing on the handles there. Just gorgeous. So I'll probably at some point put like a little fake plant in there, or I'll just, you know, again, use it as like a thing to put my jewelry in or something like that. So yeah, probably only paid about a couple of bucks for that. So, and it doesn't have like a stamp or a maker's mark on it or anything. So I'm not really sure who did that, but they did a phenomenal job. So, yep. And then the other thing I found there, which again, I'm probably just going to keep, I found 2 of these. They are coasters, and I just love the coloring on that, like that dichroic coloring, kind of mosaic look. And I didn't really know who they were by or didn't really care about the value. I just bought them because I like the style, and they go with kind of the style in my living room. I have a lot of like wooden furniture, and like similarly colored glass in my living room. So I bought these coasters for my husband and I, but then when I was looking online, these apparently are Pier 1 retired coasters. So, you know, if I was going to sell them, I think they originally came in like a set of 4 or 6. But if I was going to sell them, I could probably get, you know, 10 to 12 for them. But like I said, I only found the 2. But they were nice enough that I think I want to hold on to them. So, yeah. I think that was it for that trip. Another trip I took was to the consignment shop that I work with locally. Usually when I go there to cash out any money that I've made, I will look around and see if there's anything I want to purchase, which sometimes can work to my favor, and other times it's like, you know, you're just turning around and spending the money that you made, but, you know, it is what it is. And so I picked up a couple of things there last week, or not last week, last month when I went to cash out last time. And the first thing was this, metal and glass, candle holder. I'm not going to pick it up right now because there's so much on the table, but it's got, this beautiful cobalt glass moon and stars in the center. And then on the outside, it's like this metal sun. And then on the back, you know, is where you would put like a candle. So it looks like, based on the wear on it, it looks like somebody might have used it outdoors. But it was only $5. So, and I love like celestial kind of stuff. So I picked that up. And yeah, that's not really like a high value item, but I've seen people selling them online for like $20, $25. So picked that up. And then the other exciting thing I found on that same trip was this beautiful vase. It's a crystalline vase, and it's signed. Let's see what her name is. Lana K. Williams, 2009. So it's funny because when I originally went there to check out or to cash out, I saw this on the shelf, but I didn't buy it. But then I couldn't stop thinking about it. So then the next day I went back and purchased it, and it was only $8. So, and if you look online, crystalline can go for pretty good money depending on who made it and the size of it and all that. Bill Campbell also does some crystalline pieces, and I just really love it. And I've never had a piece of crystalline pottery before, so I just love the kind of like the ombre coloring, where like it goes from like the deeper blue up to the green and kind of like fades into that yellow a little bit. And yeah, so I like the shape of it too. And there's no damage on that. And yeah, so that was only $8. And I think I have that online right now for, I want to say like $48. So yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm thinking, you know, that would look really good for like a summertime display, just because it looks kind of like beachy or like underwater theme with the colors. So yeah, that was really nice. And then the same place, not as exciting, but still bought it, was this other vase. This one, there's not really much special about it other than I just like the shape. So, and like the aging on it, which it's fake. Like, it's fake aging. Like, they did that on purpose. So it's it's a more contemporary vase, but I just like the shape and the design of it. So I think I only paid like $3 for that. Let's see. Oh, two more things. Sorry, I'm kind of like jumping around here, but two more things that I purchased at the little church thrift store was these little napkin holders. It's like a set of 6, and they were in a baggie, and I think I only paid like 50 cents for them, but I recognize them as I've seen them before, and they're made of bone, which is really cool. So I think they're out of Africa, and yeah, they've got like this like ivory in the center, and then the darker brown going around. So yeah, paid like 50 cents for those, and those can go for, I guess depending on like how many you have or like the quality of them, I've seen them listed anywhere from like 20 to 30. So we'll see. And then the other thing I picked up there was this lucite trivet, which I've never found one before, and I like lucite stuff. This one has a little bit of like yellowing on the top, but I still appreciated it with all of the abalone shell inside. It's like really pretty when you put it against the sunlight. And yeah, it's still got like the original sticker on the back and everything. Handmade with abalone shells. Taken by divers from the ocean, and it looks like it's from New Designs. So that was pretty cool. Again, not a high dollar item, but I just thought it was neat. I paid like $1 for that, and I put it up there for like 10. So no big deal. Alright, and then the last thing I found at that church thrift store was this awesome owl lamp. It's like a light up night light kind of thing, and he's sitting on this little wooden perch. And the cool thing about it is he has like a little dial over here that you can like adjust the brightness. Let me see if I can, here it is, it's right here, sorry. You take the little dial and you can like change the brightness, so you can make it really dim, you can turn it completely off, or you can make it like really bright. So I thought that was really cool. He does have a little bit of damage on the other side of the branch here. That's just a little bit of wear spots. But other than that, he works perfectly. The wood looks really nice. The lights still work. So I paid $3 for this, and I think I have that listed for $28. So that was the last thing I got from the church thrift store. And then switching gears, hold on one second, sorry. My phone's doing something weird. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, switching gears, Easter is coming up. You know, we're in the 1st of March, but Easter is at the end of March this year, which is pretty early. So I wanted to get some Eastery springtime things listed. So the first thing was this little cake plate that I found at a Goodwill. I went on a trip with my husband and my mother-in-law, and we went to a Goodwill, and this was only $4. It's a Schumann Bavaria cake plate out of Germany. The only thing that was unfortunate about this was that it has a tiny little chip on the bottom. Yeah, there it is right there. But it's not sharp, like I'm rubbing my finger against it and it's not cutting my finger or anything. And it's not noticeable when you turn it over, so that was good. But I just appreciated it, and it was only $4. Prices for these are kind of all over the place. I listed mine lower because of the damage. So I think I only listed mine for like $25, I want to say. But some people have them listed for way more than that. So I'm not really sure. And then the stamps on the bottom there. So yeah, you can see the Schumann Bavaria mark, and it's in the pattern Wild Rose. And yeah, so I thought somebody might appreciate that for springtime. And then a friend of mine from work heard that I am into vintage and older things and things like that, and she actually found this at a Goodwill and gave it to me, which I thought was really sweet. And it's a Wedgwood Peter Rabbit plate, which is just great. It's got the mark on the back here. Yep, you can see it right there pretty clearly. Wedgwood, made in England. And then it's got this F. Warner Peter Rabbit stamp. And this is, trying to think about what they call the blue in the Wedgwood. I can't remember the wording of what they call that, because Wedgwood has other stuff just besides this blue and white, which that's what people are most familiar with, is the blue and white pattern stuff, but they do have other things. But if I think of the word, I'll post it up in the corner there for you. But yeah, it's got this raised design, so like if you see, like I'm holding it like this, and you can see the white is kind of 3D, and it's just got his family there. Sorry, just dusty a little bit. Yeah, I thought that was so sweet of her. And then it's got the little bunnies on the edge there. So I've got that up for $35. And I've got some watchers on that, so hopefully that'll sell. And then another thing I have that's kind of Eastery is this set of salt and pepper shakers, which I thought were really sweet. And they're from this company called Blue Sky. And Blue Sky is actually pretty popular online. They do a lot of different like clay works and ceramic items. A lot of their things tend to be candle holders. These I purchased from a local Tuesday morning store that was near me, but they've since closed. I purchased them last year, and I just never ended up using them or taking them out of the box. So I figured I would pass those along to somebody else. But it's just this little Easter basket with 2 little Easter eggs in it. And I thought that was adorable. So I think I only ended up paying like, I want to say $6 for those when I purchased them. And I've got them up online for I think $24. So that's cool. Alright, and then another Goodwill trip I made, or no, I'm sorry, I think it was the same one that I got this cake plate. I got a few other things during that trip, one of which being this very unclothed lady here. It's a vase. And the first, when I saw it on the shelf, that's all I saw, was like the big butt. And I was like, oh, that is so funny. But then I turned it around and, yeah, it's a lady. A lot of people tend to like things like this, that are like modernist design, or, you know, just like things that you would consider to be like an art form kind of thing. So yeah, she's a little sexy and she needs some underwear, but I just thought it was neat, and she doesn't have any chips or cracks. I'm not really sure what the maker of that is, so I don't know. But I only paid a couple of dollars for her, and I posted her online for about $30. So I'm sure somebody will appreciate that. And then the other thing, I'm trying to think. Yeah, the other thing I bought at that trip, I'm going to have to go out in the living room and show you really quick. Check this thing out. So this is a little child's piano. And this was only $10, and it's in perfect working condition, so there's like no way that I could have left that behind. I think it's so cool. I think it would be great to give as a gift during Christmas time, or just any time really, but yeah, nothing's wrong with it at all. It's awesome. So yeah, $10 for that. And I see similar ones online being sold for $80 to $90. Hi, Charlie. Say hi. Big stretch. Hey, buddy. He loves hanging out with me when I make these videos. He doesn't want to be away from his mommy. You are so sweet. Okay, back to the haul. Okay, and then another thing I bought on that same trip was this apple print, which I just thought was gorgeous. Usually I don't buy things like this, but I just really appreciated the detail in this picture. And I'm thinking I'm actually just going to keep this for me. And I also love the style of the wood on this frame. I think it's like faux patterned wood, but I still liked it. I like the coloring of it. And I'm not 100% certain who made this design, but I just loved it. Yeah, if you get really close into there, you can just see the beauty of it. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to hang that up in here. I have some similar, like, pieces in my bedroom, so I think that's just going to look really nice. And I think I only paid $6 for that. Okay, switching gears, I kind of ended up doing like a whole Halloween thing without meaning to. I found these listings on Facebook Marketplace. These two bats were from the same, like they were listed by the same person, and I could not pass them up. Just because they were so cool and I've never seen anything like them before. So the first one is this one. It's not glass, it's just like a resin kind of material, but he's a lamp, which is just super cool. I'm not going to plug him in for you right now because I don't have a plug to plug him in, and plus the lighting when he's plugged in, it's not really that bright, but it does like illuminate the orange color in his wings. But yeah, super, super cool. And I want to say she asked me to give her $20 for this one. And I'm thinking I might hold on to him for a little bit for this Halloween, and then I might turn around and sell him next year. But who knows? By the time Halloween comes around this year, maybe I'll post him for sale. But we'll see how much he'll go for. And then I think he's even signed on the bottom by the person who made him, so I'll have to do a little bit more research. But he is super cool. And then this other one, which again, I'm not going to like pick it up or anything, but this is a stained glass bat. And this also has a signature on it. Excuse me. It's got this little Y signature down there by his face, if you can see that. But I'm not really sure who made it. I tried to take a picture and do like a Google Lens search, and I couldn't come up with anything. But he is big. He is 12 inches tall. And then this clear part of the glass has like an iridescence to it. Like if you can see when the light comes through, it's like a rainbowy color. So, so cool. And then he's got the little hangy things here, and then like a suede hook, like a suede piece of material that you can hang him in the window. So I've seen other similar things online that are selling, you know, $45, $55, but they're significantly smaller than him. So I've actually got him listed for over $100 right now. And I've got a few watchers on him, so hopefully that'll go well. And I only paid $15 for him. So that was awesome. And then I also got this little Peanuts Great Pumpkin mug. This was at another Goodwill trip. So it's the Great Pumpkin, which I just love. And I only paid $2 for that. And then on the same Goodwill trip, I got another mug by the same company, but it was a Christmas one. So it's this one here. It says Humbug, Merry Sithmas. And, you know, people just love Star Wars stuff and you know, Christmas time and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, again, only $2 for that one. And I think I could probably get 12 to 15 for both of those. So, that'll be good. And then another mug I picked up during that same trip was this dog mug, which I just thought was super cute. It's got all kinds of different dogs on here. This one kind of reminds me of Charlie, so he's sweet. It's got a few areas of wear there. I think I might try to take like a magic eraser to it and see if I can't get those off. But the texture of this mug is what really drew me. Like, it's really soft. And then it's got this beautiful blue on the inside. And this is an Anthropologie mug. And Anthropologie is a good brand to sell. So this is only $2. Again, prices for these were all over the place online. Some people were selling them for like 10 to 15. Other people were selling it for 25. So I don't really know, but I think I might hold on to that one a little bit. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then the other part of the Halloween thing I was saying, this woman was just giving these away for free. So, of course, I grabbed those. And I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, so couldn't pass those up. So you've got Jack and Sally tumblers. So that was awesome. Those were free. And then she also was giving away these this little bowl. She didn't have any more than just the one. I wish she had, because I love the mid-century style of it, and the color of it goes really well with my kitchen. So I think I'm just going to hold on to that to put like nuts in or something on the table. But I might do some more research on the brand and see if I can't find more pieces like that, because it's pretty cool. So that was free. Let's see. And then another Goodwill trip, I believe, was, yeah, this vase and, yeah, this vase, this bowl, and then these candle holders. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So this one, I love teal. Teal is my absolute favorite color, and I think this is contemporary. I don't think it's a vintage vase or anything, but I just love that swirl design on it and the little handles on top, and it didn't have any damage at all. So that's going to be on my living room table for a while, and I only paid $3 for that, which was great. And then the bowl I just picked up, again, in teal. If it's teal or like a blue color, you can pretty much guarantee I'm going to buy it. So, again, that swirl design was great, and then like that ruffled edge. And that has a France stamp on the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's Arca-Rock, which is mid-century timeline is when this would be from. So I'm thinking like 70s. So it was pretty amazing to me that it didn't have any damage or anything. And yeah, the great thing about it too is like the glass is actually this color. Like, it's not going to peel off. Because you'll see that a lot of times. You'll see pieces that are just gorgeous with like this red coloring or blue or purple or whatever. But then they get older and then you realize like the color is starting to peel. And that's because the color has actually been flashed on. Almost like painted on the glass. Whereas this is actually blue glass. So that's going to be on my kitchen table for a little bit until I sell it, which I think I paid $4 for that, and I'm going to put that up online for about $22. So we'll see. And then the other thing that was super, super exciting for me during that trip were these little candle holders. Little fairy light, tea light candle holders. Just awesome. I've never found any before. Like, I've never found a fairy lamp before at all. The only other fairy lamp I've ever talked to you guys about was the one that I bought at auction like a while back that was like a Fenton fairy lamp. And I bought that one for $80, and I turned around and sold it for like $230. So that was a great flip, but I've never found anything like this in a thrift store, let alone one that didn't have any damage, or two. So the fact that I was able to find a pair of them was super exciting. The only thing that was kind of cruddy about the situation was that these were separate from the bottoms in the store, and the Goodwill had priced them all separately at $3 a piece. So I essentially paid $6 a piece for these. I even went up when I went to the register and explained, like, these go together. I tried to see if they would sell them to me for $3, and she said no. She said because of the fact that they were priced separately, I had to purchase them full price for both, which is fine. Do I like having to pay that much for them? No, but I just think it's worth it simply because A, there's no damage, B, I've never found anything like that before, and C, I just love them. So, people, I was also talking about this to some people online who resell, and a couple of them were explaining, like, yes, it does suck that they were pricing the items separately even though they go together, but there's a couple of reasons for that. And they had said, like, number one, like, somebody could just be looking for, like, a replacement piece to something they have that broke. So, like, for example, somebody could have the top, but then the bottom broke on theirs, so they just want to buy the top. And then the second thing is, which I get, is, like, when people donate stuff, a lot of times, like, if it's a multi-piece item, the pieces will tend to get separated in the store. So then, in order for somebody to actually be able to buy the pieces, they have to price everything as they see it. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's just, you know, I didn't really want to pay $12 overall for them, but I did. So yeah, so I paid $12, and I have those up online for $60 right now. I haven't been able to find any like mine that have the two, but I think there's one other person online right now that's asking like $25 to $30 for one of them. So I went ahead and put both of mine up for $60. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, they're definitely going to be hanging out on my living room table because they're just super cool. Let's see. The next bit of items I'm going to show you, a few of these came from the consignment shop that I work with locally, and then I think one of them came from a Goodwill. I love reference books when it comes to antiques and glass and things like that, because you're going to get guaranteed accurate information versus like a Google search. A lot of times, you know, people will give you their opinion or tell you something about an item and it's completely wrong. So it's great to be able to reference these older books, especially if you have a piece that's like rare or not really heard of. So this one actually came from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. She was selling these for like $5. So I picked this up. This is 20th century glass. And it's got a lot of good information in there. Most of it's black and white, but they do have some color images in here, which are pretty. But lots of good information. Pricing-wise, a lot of this stuff will be inaccurate at this point, so that's the only thing to keep in mind is like when you're looking at a reference book, make sure you know the age of the book, so that way you can realize like, oh, well, this person's telling me in this book that this item is worth like $200, you know? But then obviously an item's only worth how much somebody's willing to pay for it. And at some point, maybe somebody would buy a Beanie Baby for $50. But in general, when you look on eBay, they're only a couple of bucks. So that's what I mean. So it's like, on the one hand, yeah, you're going to get accurate information about like identifying pieces, but not when it comes to the pricing. So yeah, that was a good pickup. This one I found at the consignment shop that I work with. about Japanese ceramics. I only paid a couple of bucks for that. That's got some good info in it. Let's see. So, trying to like hold it and the camera at the same time. But yeah, lots of good info that you can find in these. And then the other one from that same lady was this book just all about salt shakers. So it's called The World of Salt Shakers, which I don't know if you know, but I have a salt shaker problem. As in, like, I buy too many of them. But it's got so many cool shakers in here. Hold on. I'm going to pause the camera. So, yeah, it's just got, like, a bunch of different images in there of, like, and different timelines of these different salt shakers. Like, tells you the company, it tells you what the salt shakers are made of, when they were produced, when they stopped being made, things like that. So that's going to be great to look through. And then the other book that I got, this was at Goodwill. I got this for a couple of dollars, is a Salvador Dali book. I love art books as well as reference books. So, you know, it's got basically the history and information on basically all of his body of work. Some pretty interesting things in there. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's all my books that I purchased. Another thing I got at Goodwill is this little glass trinket box with the little, it's got like the little teeth on the edge there, and there wasn't any damage to it at all. Got that for a couple of dollars. That is actually going to replace the hinged jewelry box that I talked about in my last video, just because I wanted to find something similar in design for my own nightstand, but I can't hold on to the other one forever because of the value. You know, I have to keep in mind, this is why I buy all of this stuff. I can't hold on to all of it, clearly, because I don't have the space, but the main idea is to purchase something and sell it for a profit. So the other jewelry box that I have, if you remember, I purchased it for $5, and it's easily worth $140. So I kept it on my nightstand for a little while, but now I think it's time to let it go. So I've posted it online for sale, and I'm just going to keep this one, just to kind of replace it. And this was only a couple of dollars, and it's not really worth much at all. So sometimes I do that. Sometimes if I like something a lot, if I like something a lot, then sometimes I'll hold on to it. But most of the time, you know, it's just selling it, getting rid of it, making the money. And then other times, in this case, is if I find something similar, then that'll make it a little easier for me to sell the other item. So, and then another thing I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace was this bowl and these candle holders. This woman was selling them as a set together, but they're not from the same maker. So this bowl is actually by Fostoria. I have it written here so I don't forget. Yeah, and then the candle holders are from this maker called Hayden City. So I just loved the like kind of lattice or open lattice design on the edge of this bowl. And then, yeah, just the design of the candle holders I thought was really cool. And I like black glass. So I think what I might end up doing is, again, for Halloween this year, I think I'm going to hold on to these and put them on my table. Maybe use this for like a candy bowl. And I have some like bright orange candles that I think I'm going to stick into the candle holders. But then eventually I will go ahead and sell them. I'm pretty certain that when I purchased this set, she only wanted $25 for the whole set, which is great. Because I think this bowl alone is, you can get over $25 for that. I'm pretty sure you can get closer to $40 just for the bowl. And then for the candle holders, about 30 to 35. So I eventually will be selling those. But yeah, they don't have any damage or anything like that, so that was pretty awesome. And then I think the only other thing I have to talk about is the consignment shop find that, again, I'm definitely going to be holding on to this one. But then this one also was in that same trip. So this is a little covered dish, like pedestal candy dish. So it's got the clear bottom there with the amber bowl. And then it has a clear top. I'm not 100% certain that this top goes with this bowl, because to me it almost doesn't seem like it fits flush. Like, I guess it kind of does, but like you would think that this top would be more rounded like the base was. I'm not sure. They might have just married those two pieces together. But either way, it's a nice piece, and I only paid $8 for that. So I think I'm going to post that online for like 25 to 30. But then this was the exciting find for me, because I don't have any other pieces like this. This is Empoli Italian glass, and it's a large vase. It's 18 inches tall, and it's got this beautiful optic swirl in the glass, you see? And then the scalloped edge. I just thought that was gorgeous, and I was very surprised that no one else had purchased it yet. Because of how large it is, I really don't want to ship it, and, you know, fragile and everything, like that would take a lot to ship that for me, and I honestly just bought it for me. So, because of the fact that I bought it for me, I did pay up for that. I think I paid, I want to say $40 for that. I guarantee that I could get more than $40 if I put that online. But again, I am not going to ship this because that would be a huge pain. So that is actually sitting on top of my curio cabinet right now. It's like the center focal point on the top, and I just love it. So that was an awesome find. And then the only thing, I have one more thing to show you, and then that's going to be that, and then we're going to go over my solds since the beginning of my last video. Alright, this is my last item I'm going to show you. This is a vase by Hagar from 1986, and it's like raku, like matte black style with this like iridescent lava glaze. This is significantly big. It's 24 inches tall. And I bought that on Facebook Marketplace for $30. A lady was selling it. She had like these large, ugly fake flowers in it. And she was just calling it like a large decorative vase. But I knew when I saw it what it was. So I couldn't pass it up for that price. Do I really know what I'm going to do with it? No, but I couldn't leave it there for that money. And so what I'm thinking I'm probably going to do is, again, go to the consignment shop that I work with and see if they'll take it. And if not, then post it online and see what I can do. This, the exciting thing about this is it doesn't have any damage other than like some of these surface wear marks. But there's another one that's online that sold for over $200 that had a crack in the top that was pretty significant. But this one doesn't have any damage like that at all. So, and it's got the original Hagar sticker on the bottom, which I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to move it. But I'll post a picture of that up in the corner for you to see. So, I just thought that was awesome. So yeah, it's sitting out here next to my curio cabinet for now. And, you know, that's easily $250, $300 vase. So yeah, we'll see what develops from that. So yeah, that's the last item for my video. And now we're going to go to the solds. and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye. Alright, there they are in all their glory. The Bill Campbell bowls. It took a little bit of doing to get them up there, but I found some really nice cast iron or like iron ore like holders for them, and put some anchors into the wall. And I was certain that that's what I wanted to do, because you can see, you know, the beauty of them hanging up like that versus being flat on a table. So it's great. Yeah, you can just see all the coloring and the swirl design. And then if you walk sideways, you can see the back. So, very excited.